Good evening. This is Jerry Tuttle, and I'm back with Carol and Yofi for Del Webb Trivia Night number 2, 2025. A few preliminaries. The important part is the honor system, no using electronic help, and choose the best answer, even if it's not the right answer. So, for example, if I ask you to calculate 1 plus 1, the best answer is 2.7. It may not be right, but it's better than the others. So round one, where do we live? And as before, feel free to stop the video if you need more time. Number one, Wake Forest local radio station is WCPE, and it plays mostly classical music, country music, news talk, oldies classic rock, or pop contemporary. Number two, North Carolina borders 4 states. If a bird starts from Wake Forest and flies to one state, put the states in order from closest to furthest distance as the crow flies. So it's only flying to one state at a time, and then returning to Wake Forest. But the point is, as the crow flies, which of the 4 states is closest, which is second closest, and so on, as the crow flies, not according to Google Maps, which uses highway driving distances. Number 3, which of the following is not a North Carolina minor league baseball team nickname? The Crawdads, the Grasshoppers, the Gray Squirrels, the Tourists, the Woodpeckers. Number 4, which of the following is true about the North Carolina state flag? It contains the number 12 because it was the 12th state. It contains the date that North Carolina seceded from the Union. There are 3 horizontal bars, red, white, and blue. There is a white star between the letters N and C. It contains the date July 4, 1776. Which North Carolina city is part of the title of a movie where a baseball groupie has an affair every season with a different player? Charlotte, Durham, Greensboro, Raleigh, Wilson. And once again, we've got some bad jokes. A senior couple is driving down the road, and the wife turns to the husband and says, "You've been driving for hours. Aren't you going to stop and ask for directions?" The husband proudly replies, "I don't need directions. I'm just taking the scenic route." The wife smirks and says, "Well, it's so scenic. I think we've seen this gas station 3 times already." Here are the answers. WCPE plays mostly classic music. It's a nonprofit listener-supported station. This map is only an approximation, and I did it in the language R. I hope you're impressed. But Virginia is by far the closest. South Carolina is second closest. And then Tennessee and Georgia are third and fourth closest. And these are spherical distances because the crow flies on a route on spherical Earth. Number 3, there is no Gray Squirrel minor league baseball team. We do proudly have the Hickory Crawdads, Greensboro Grasshoppers, Asheville Tourists, and Fayetteville Woodpeckers. Here is the North Carolina state flag. The answer is there's a white star between the letters N and C. Number 5, Bull Durham with Susan Sarandon. Next, television. Which of the following is true about Peter Falk on Columbo? Every killer was arrested on his watch. He drove a Mazda convertible. He had a beagle named Dog. He carried an unusually small gun. His first name is Frank. Number 7, before George Clooney was on ER, he was on the TV series Sisters as a detective. Who was his girlfriend on Sisters? Susie Kurtz, Julianne Phillips, Patricia Calamber, Ashley Judd, Celia Ward. Number 8, which of the following is not a spin-off of Happy Days? Bianski's Beauties, Joni Loves Chachi, Laverne and Shirley, Mork and Mindy, Three's Company. Number 9, the TV show Two Broke Girls is about 2 20-somethings who work in a Brooklyn diner and dream of opening a cupcake shop. Who played the lovable cashier? Roscoe Lee Brown, Morgan Freeman, Danny Glover, James Earl Jones, Garrett Morris. Number 10, which of the following is true about actress Christine Baranski? She co-starred with Susan St. James in Kate and Ally. She played Sheldon's mother in The Big Bang Theory. She played Sybil Shepherd's friend in Sybil. She played one of Oscar Madison's girlfriends in The Odd Couple. She played one of Carrie Bradshaw's girlfriends in Sex and the City. Bad joke number 2. A senior woman walks into a pharmacy and asks the pharmacist, "Do you sell laxatives?" He replies, "Yes, ma'am, aisle 3." She nods and then asks, "And do you sell Tylenol?" He answers, "Of course, right next to laxatives." She pauses and asks, "And do you sell Depends?" He says, "Yes, 2 aisles over." She finally smiles and says, "Perfect. I'd like to apply for a part-time job. I think I'm your perfect demographic." The answers. The correct answer to Peter Falk is his first name is Frank. It sometimes appears on his badge. And A was a little tricky. Not every killer was arrested on his watch. And as an example, in one episode, he decides not to arrest the killer because she has dementia. George Clooney's girlfriend was Teddy Sela Ward, and he marries her. Three's Company is not a spinoff. A and D were both tricky. A was Bianski's Beauties. Nancy Walker was den mother to Las Vegas Showgirls. And D, Mork and Mindy, Mork appeared in a dream to Richie Cunningham. Garrett Morris was on Two Broke Girls. Christine Baranski, the correct answer is C. She was Sybil Shepherd's friend in Sybil. The tricky one was on B. She played Leonard's mother in Big Bang, not Sheldon's mother. Next, music. Which 60s fashion item will Nancy Sinatra be forever linked to? Bell-bottom jeans, culottes, go-go boots, miniskirts, tie-dye shirts. Number 12, who first recorded the immortal lyrics, "Ooh-ee, ooh-ah-ah, ting-tang, walla-walla bing-bang"? Mel Blanc, The Coasters, Buddy Holly, Jerry Lee Lewis, David Seville. Which of the following is false about these singers' real names? J.P. Richardson was the Big Bopper. Reginald Kenneth Dwight is Elton John. Stevlin Hardaway Judkins is Stevie Wonder. John Mastroianni was Johnny Maestro. Franco Valentino is Frankie Valli. 14. What song has vocals that are reminiscent of Meg Ryan's restaurant scene in When Harry Met Sally? Like a Virgin, Love to Love You Baby, Physical, Natural Woman, Touch Me in the Morning. 15. Which of the following is not in the soundtrack of the movie Pulp Fiction? Flowers on the Wall, Jungle Boogie, Son of a Preacher Man, Surfer Girl, You Never Can Tell. Bad joke number 3. A senior citizen goes to the doctor and says, "Doc, I've got a problem. My left knee hurts like crazy." The doctor examines it and says, "It's just old age." The senior replies, "But my right knee is just as old and it's fine. What's your excuse for that?" Answers. Nancy Sinatra had the go-go boots. These boots are made for walking. Number 12, who first recorded the immortal lyrics, "Ooh-ee, ooh-ah-ah"? David Seville, the same person who did Alvin and the Chipmunks. 13, Frankie Valli's real name is Francesco Castrellocchio, something like that. Stevie Wonder was originally Little Stevie Wonder. The Meg Ryan song scene is reminiscent of Love to Love You Baby. And Donna Summer stated at the time she was so embarrassed at the moans that she had the studio lights dimmed. The song not in Pulp Fiction is Surfer Girl, and this was tricky because the opening credits begin with surf music, but it is not Surfer Girl and it is not the Beach Boys. Next category is movies. Which movie contains the line, "Do you know what this is? It's the world's smallest violin playing just for the waitresses"? The Godfather, Goodfellas, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, The Usual Suspects. 17. In the first Mission Impossible movie, who played the leader of the IMF team? Tom Cruise, Henry Czerny, Stephen Hill, Anthony Hopkins, Jon Voight. In the movie E.T., who played the little girl who was initially terrified of E.T. but grows to love him? Drew Barrymore, Sarah Gilbert, Tracy Gold, Nancy McKean, Brooke Shields. 19, fill in the blank. In the movie What About Bob? Bill Murray says, "There are 2 types of people in the world, those who like blank and those who don't." So fill in the blank. Cher, Cindy Crawford, Neil Diamond, Michael Jackson, Brad Pitt. Number 20, Macaulay Culkin was paid $1 million, the first child star to do so, for what movie? Good Son, Home Alone 2, My Girl, My Girl 2. Bad joke number 4. Senior citizen is in a restaurant and tells the waiter, I'd like the soup of the day. The waiter asks, would you like a spoon or a straw? The senior pauses and replies, a straw. At my age, who has time to chew? By the way, all these pictures were done by AI. The answers. What movie contains the line, do you know what this is? The world's smallest violin. It's Reservoir Dogs, spoken by the character Mr. Pink, played by Steve Buscemi. 17, who is the first Mission Impossible IMF leader? It's John Voight. 18, the little girl was Drew Barrymore. 19, two types of people, Neil Diamond. 20, Macaulay Culkin was paid $1 million for My Girl. The next round is Poopery. Which song by Creedence Clearwater Revival was strongly associated with the Vietnam War? Bad Moon Rising, Fortunate Son, Traveling Band, the Vietnam Song, and I didn't recognize Vietnam Song as the title of the song, but Vietnam Song is the song that goes, 1, 2, 3, what are we fighting for? And the last choice is We Got to Get Out of This Place. 22, James Rebhorn is one of those characters who you probably recognize but may not know his name. Which of the following did he not appear in? 24, Book of Daniel, My Cousin Vinny, Seinfeld, White Collar. 23, which president examines Forrest's wound in Forrest Gump? Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Ford, Clinton. 24, which Saturday Night Live cast member is the longest running cast member? Tina Fey, Darrell Hammond, Seth Meyers, Maya Rudolph, Kenan Thompson. 25, the movie Clue contains 3 possible endings. In Here's What Really Happened, which character reveals him or herself to be an undercover FBI agent? Colonel Mustard, Mr. Green, Miss Scarlet, Professor Plum, or Wadsworth the Butler? Final bad joke. A couple in their 70s is taking a stroll in the park. The wife says, it's so romantic how you still hold my hand when we walk. The husband chuckles and replies, I'm not being romantic. I'm just making sure you don't go shopping if we pass the mall. Answers to Creedence Clearwater Revival, Fortunate Son. The James Rebhorn is 24. Hopefully you certainly remember him in My Cousin Vinny and Seinfeld, the final episode. 23, Forrest Gump was examined by LBJ, who also talked about his own scar. Saturday Night Live's longest running cast member is Kenan Thompson, 22 seasons. And Clue, it's Mr. Green. And there are a total of 7 killings in the false endings. Tiebreakers. What was the first U.S. television show that had the husband and wife sleeping in the same bed? The Flintstones, I Love Lucy, The Munsters, Ozzie and Harriet, none of the above. Which were the names of George's parents on Seinfeld? Frank and Estelle, Frank and Helen, Morty and Estelle, Morty and Helen, none of the above. Can't wait for the answers, and the answers are none of the above. It was a 1940s sitcom starring two people who in real life were married. They were the first husband and wife sleeping in the same bed on U.S. television. And number 27 is Frank and Estelle Costanza. And that's it. There'll be another trivia event in a month. Thank you for attending, and have a nice night.